It's time to start your engines and be part of the conversation. You can always ask the experts, Raffi and Dan Rosenberg, because it's now time for Clutch Radio. The show starts now.
Hey!
Hi, everybody. We're in a car.
Yes, we are. Is it Guess the Car?
Yeah, we can do Guess the Car.
All right. This is going to be an interesting
Let
one.
me put the comments up. There you go.
All right.
Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. It's our first show in the same space since August. It was the last time we did a show together, and it was the Chevy S10 pickup truck.
That's right.
And here we are, and we have new microphones.
Oh, yes.
So we might sound a little bit better in the
Hopefully
car.
We'll sound better in the car.
That's a problem.
Justice.
Bob Moss says, hey.
Hey, Bob. How you doing?
Yeah, I might be getting some ambient noise. Yeah, I might move mine up just a touch.
All right, I'll move mine up too.
So welcome. We're not moving yet because the camera bounces when we drive.
Yes. So when you see the camera bouncing, if you're watching,
it's going to be annoying.
It will be.
But
as opposed to the material, which is already annoying.
Yeah. But what car are we in? If you actually know, because you know me and you know what cars I have, don't answer. But if you have no idea, try to guess what car we're in right now.
Okay.
The only clue I will give is, and you can see there's a sunroof, and there's a little bit of leakage happening, but Raffi has fixed it a little bit.
Yes. Temporary leak
with
fix.
A towel and the sun visor.
Yes. The heat works really well, too.
It's nice and warm in here.
It's toasty.
Is it too hot?
No. Well, you can probably turn it down because our hot air.
You can look. It's the windshield is steaming.
Yes, yeah, I can see that. Well, so you could probably tell the back window is rather close.
Yeah, there's the back window.
Yeah. So we'll wait to see if anybody knows what kind of vehicle we are in. There are some visual clues. You can see one or two, including this center console here.
Yes.
That's a giveaway.
Yes. I never looked in there.
Oh.
Won't open. There could be something exciting in there.
Yeah, that's right. There could be paperwork or extra cash.
Bob Moss says, I don't know you, Dan. It's definitely a Pontiac Aztek.
A Pontiac Aztek. Well, Bob, I will say this.
You're half right.
You're half right.
Say my name. Jake made it. See, we said Corvette 3 times in here. No, we didn't do it. Ray says, morning from sunny, affordable used cars and trucks in Bremerton, where your smiling face gets an additional discount.
Smiling face discount. Nothing wrong with that. Come on in, smile, and get an additional discount. Ray, did you sell that amazing BMW? We'll have to wait.
And Ray also has his passenger van.
Ah, yes.
He's trying to say Fieri.
Fieri.
Yes, it's a Guy Fieri. He keeps typing it. It keeps autocorrecting. Like the word Fiero doesn't exist.
Yes, we are in a Pontiac Fiero.
Yeah.
It's a red GT Fiero, first year Fiero. Is that right?
No. The first year was a GT.
Oh, first year GT.
84 was the first year.
Yes, that's right.
And they were all 4 cylinders. The Iron Duke was in them.
Yes.
And then in 85, they put a V6 in it. And called it the GT.
Do you know why all the first year Fieros were 4 cylinders?
I do, because they didn't make a 6 that year.
No, that's not true.
Because they had to. Oh, I actually do know. They had to convince the brass that it was a commuter car.
That's right.
They got 50 miles to the gallon.
That's right.
And they said, it was not a sports car. Didn't want to compete with Corvette.
Right.
And they actually had a V8 version.
They did.
That they were going to make.
Yep.
They made this car from 84 to 88. This is the third one I've had. The first one was an 86 Black SE, also V6. I've never had the Iron Duke. The second one was an 88 Formula.
Which I helped change the heater
core. Which is right under your feet right there.
Yep.
It looked just like this one.
Yes.
It was a GT with the SE body, basically. Only made it for 1 year.
In fact, when your wife saw this one, she thought you had secretly been keeping the other one.
Yeah, I said, I got to go work on the Fiero. She goes, you still have that? I go, that was like 8 years ago. I've never had a car for 8 years.
And Ray is still typing Fieri.
No, Bob was typing it.
Oh, Bob's typing Fieri.
Yes. Great racing history in ISMA too.
Yes,
IMSA.
That's right.
Adam says the car too small for him. I don't know, Adam. You'd be surprised. 2-seaters actually have a lot more room than you think.
Yeah, this car is very roomy. I was surprised when I sat down in it. There's plenty of room. Dan you're 6'3".
I'm 6'3" plus, a little bit over.
Dan's 6'3". I'm 6 foot on a good day, and but it's comfortable in here. My legs are fully stretched out, very comfortable. The seat is nice, and the two of us we're wide bodies, but we're not rubbing shoulders. So
yeah, it's a wide car. We'll do an exterior shot when we get to the gas station.
Yeah,
we're not going to do a long drive today.
We're also not going to go do a car wash.
No, we're not running through the car wash today because it's pouring rain and it's pouring off the side over there.
It's pouring water,
which is weird because I did run this through the car wash once and no water. There was no water intrusion at all.
It must have been because it was sitting collecting.
Yeah,
because it's pretty damp.
Yeah, got to get an ionizer.
Yeah,
but amazingly, like the lights work.
Yeah.
The radio works.
And you know what? The dash is actually in pretty good shape. Normally you see these, there are a lot of cracks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, this is typical, the area over here where they get the vinyl swells. You're going to need to be able to repair that. But this light staining, this is the gray interior, which I think is the only color they offered.
That year, no, they had a beige as well.
But you couldn't get it with red. You could only get the beige with black. I think black, white, and yellow. I don't think you could get the red, or you couldn't get a red with the tan interior. I don't think. I'll have to double check that.
So what's weird? Okay, so
certain colors didn't come with that.
This interior. Is the 4-speed.
Yes.
The 5-speed was available in the Iron Duke.
Yeah.
But because the shifting pattern, for some reason, they only did the 4-speed this year for the V6. The next year, the 5-speed was available.
5-speed was it?
So I have a book actually that lists every car, every color combination. I actually have the book that could answer that question.
I have the same book.
Oh, you have the book? Yeah.
Now you might be wondering, why are we Fiero experts? And this is a reasonable question.
Well, like I said, I've owned 3.
And I just finished doing a 1/24th scale model of the Pontiac Fiero. So
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, as part of my work as a designer, whenever I get a project car that I'm working on, it's very important for me to understand all the little details, including the interior quirks and various trim. Interesting detail: the Fiero has an intake for the engine on only one side.
It's over here
of the car. It's on the driver's side.
And I'll show the exterior. I bought an aftermarket scoop that actually gives you more airflow.
Oh, yeah. It's a retrofittable one.
Yeah, you pop up the other one. I've actually done a little work on this car myself. I changed that out myself.
Look at you.
Yeah. So far, what's been done with this car: brand new tires, brand new brakes, rotors, and calipers, brand new master cylinder.
You can't call them master cylinders anymore.
Prime cylinders.
There you go.
New. So it's a slave cylinder, master cylinder.
Yeah,
that's what they're called.
Yeah, you're not supposed to call them.
And then, I know. Yeah. And then motor mounts.
Motor mounts. That's
and the belt was squeaking, and I went to take this for the first time to Cars and Coffee, and all of a sudden the belt stopped squeaking. I'm like, oh, I knew it would stop eventually.
That's because it fell off.
It snapped. It was gone. All of a sudden the temperature started going up. The battery light came on.
Yeah.
But I'm a big believer, especially in these older cars, and I'm going to do a whole series on YouTube because I've got 4 cars right now, that they're all, the more you drive them, the more you love them, the better they treat you.
That's true.
Like this car is so smooth right now.
Yeah.
The smell, I mean, I have the window cracked a little bit, but look how clear the windows are.
Yeah.
The heat's nice.
Heat's good. It's a good car.
The biggest issue, and maybe somebody else can help me with this, is to go into reverse, you have to you should have to push it over and up. But with this one, if I go to first, it goes, see, watch. Oh, it did it.
That's first gear. I think what might have happened is there is normally a reverse gear lockout. So that prevents you from going into reverse. You'd have to push down to go over.
This doesn't have that.
So it might be that there's a stop that is in here that you have to kind of feel to go through to get into that. But I don't know without driving it, because sometimes there's a...
See, now it feels like I have to push hard. That's
is
weird.
The clutch in?
Clutch is in. So you're right in the middle between 1 and 2. Or between 3 and 4.
But there's second. And you're not engaged. That's not first.
No.
You're sure?
I don't know. Let's find out. No, I'm not engaged.
No. There's second.
Clutch radio, literally.
It is clutch radio.
you have to push it just a little bit over there. And when you do that,
Yeah.
so if I go all the way over,
There's reverse.
I'm in reverse, and I bring it out just a touch,
And now you're in first.
and now I'm in first.
So maybe what you have to do is engage reverse to get away. But that's not right. There should be some sort of lockout.
So this car has 118,000 miles.
Not bad. That's low miles for this car.
It's an 85. My 4 cars, and let's see the brakes. I hit once, I hit twice, it's fine. So it's a vacuum issue, you think?
I think it's vacuum.
That sucks.
Yes, vacuum does suck.
The 4 cars I have in my collection, the 79 Pontiac, which is the sitcom car,
Yes.
which I'm not getting rid of ever. The
Especially
84,
when the sitcom goes
Right.
live.
it'll be at the Peterson. The 84 S10 pickup truck, which we did our last live show in,
Yes.
which had transmission leak issues, and that's now fixed.
What was it?
The transmission was leaking, so
Oh,
I did a new filter,
new filter and
new
new.
fluid, and
flush
it's perfect.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And then it had an engine oil leak all of a sudden.
Oh,
And the engine oil leak was around, sorry about all the bouncing, everybody. It's a very bouncy show. The engine oil leak. Now, the camera on my phone should be balancing this out a little bit. So it might actually not be as bouncy to everybody else.
That would be good.
There we go.
It's smooth.
Yeah. And it's actually got a little bit of power.
It sure does. It's pulling really well.
Yeah. Goes right into third.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
The where you put the oil filter on,
Yes.
the plate the mounting plate of the oil filter
Yes.
had an issue, and it was leaking from that.
So it may have been stripped. Oftentimes those get stripped when people put the filter on incorrectly and tighten it up, and then they pull it off, and then the next person puts and it starts.
And so the part isn't that expensive.
Yeah.
The labor, 5.5 hours.
Because they got to.
They have to release the engine basically to get up into there. They have to lower the engine, and I'm like, it's not worth it.
No, you just deal as long as it's not a highly productive oil leak. It's just dripping a little bit.
It was getting pretty productive,
Oh.
so I put Blue Devil in it.
Blue Devil's
And
great.
you know what?
It
Stopped.
stopped completely.
It
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah.
So if a $15 bottle of blue. All right, now let's try this again. So
All
here, if I come down to, see,
Yeah, it's like it's locking you out. You have to go to reverse and then into first.
so I have to scare the hell out of the people behind me.
Yeah,
They're like, "Oh my God, he's backing up."
yeah. That's not quite right. Something's up there.
Oh yeah, so you're getting seasick. So it is a little bouncy.
Ah,
All right, maybe we'll do a park show today.
we could find a spot to park up over here.
Let's go over to Ace Hardware. Oh. And then we'll go over to Jake's. The cell signal over in that side of the road is not as good as this side. I know that sounds crazy.
Well, we'll check on Jake. We could also ask. Dan's here. Let's see if you can read what Dan says. He might have an idea as to why the reverse or first gear is hard to engage. Let's see.
And also the brakes. The first time I tap the brakes, and it's got a brand new master cylinder. Oh, that goes that way. Brand new master cylinder, brand new calipers, rotors, the whole schmear.
I think it's a vacuum leak. I
Yeah.
think you have a vacuum leak, and that's
Now,
what's
is there a
happening.
booster pump? There's a proportion valve.
There's a proportion valve.
But once I pump once,
That's because you're eliminating the problem with the vacuum, and it's temporary elimination, but it comes back.
I have that in the middle of the night sometimes.
Temporary elimination.
Yeah.
That's getting a little personal.
I got to get up. I pee. It's
This isn't
okay.
prostate radio.
Okay.
All right, let's see what Dan said. Dan
A
Lindquist.
friend had one, got himself in trouble a few times driving as a race car, guessing linkage adjustment, all for the transmission.
Yeah, could
Yeah.
be. Could be linkage adjustment.
Add them to the 50 miles per gallon answer. The 4-cylinder low-end version, I believe, did get in the high 40s.
Yeah.
In 84. But again, they changed the way they do. He loves that sometimes. He's talking about temporary elimination.
Yes. But these got regularly high 30s, and for the 80s, that was really good.
Yeah. This is getting horrible gas mileage. Like it had half a tank yesterday, and it's at a quarter of a tank right now. And I drove it 8 miles.
Well, it is a V6, and don't forget, it may have been that Nick was testing it, and so running the engine just burning.
Oh, that's
fuel.
true. That's true.
So,
but it's got little quirks. I'm probably going to sell it. I don't know that I'll keep it. I might let my son learn how to drive in a stick in it first, because if you're going to ruin it, you might as well.
Yeah. But everything actually is in good shape. Like the carpet here is in good condition.
And I've done nothing to it cosmetically yet, other than wash it once.
I mean, whoever owned it took pretty good care of it, and we could do a walk around on it, so we can show people what it's like walking around. And in fact, technically, we're old schooling because this is a 1984.
5.
5. Sorry.
Yes. Because they didn't make the GT, and then the body style of the GT changed in '86. It became, this is a notchback. It became a fastback.
Yes.
So the GT looked different.
Yeah.
Then in '88, so the front and back suspension of this is from like a Chevy Citation, and the back suspension is the front suspension of a Chevy Citation.
By the time they stopped making this car,
they perfected it.
It was a really good car, and there's I want to say there may be more than one. But there is a car out there. There's a Fiero out there with a Cadillac V8 in it.
Oh, they've done that to a lot of them.
Have they?
Oh, yeah. There's a whole bunch they've done. They've done LS swaps in these.
Man.
Somehow. I have no idea how you can get an LS in this thing.
Well, the LS isn't a big motor. People think it's a big motor, but it's actually a low profile engine, so it sits very low, and you can get the engine compartment here is actually pretty roomy. People get V8 engines in Porsche 914s. The original layout design that I did for the first car that I designed and built was a mid-engine based on a 914 dimensional platform.
Oh.
So it fits.
So the other thing that happens with this, people take the 3800 series engine, they put that in these.
Yeah.
Now the problem they had with the Iron Duke the first year, and a lot of these had fire issues. And a lot of people say, well, Fiero means fire, and it doesn't. It means, I believe it means pride. They had fire issues, and the reason was to make the engine fit in the back. It's a rear engine vehicle.
No, it's mid-engine.
I mean, mid-engine, because there's a little trunk.
Yes.
They had to make the oil pan an inch smaller. So it was actually using 1 quart less oil than it needed, and the dipstick was always incorrect.
Why did they just change the dipstick?
I don't know.
That's weird.
And so they ended up putting a hump so that they could put the engine in a little higher. So there's a hump on the rear.
That makes the engine sit higher.
Yeah. Well, no, the engine sits higher so the oil pan doesn't drag. Because the oil pan, they had to make it lower so that it wouldn't hit the ground all the time. And so they had issues where people were literally running out of oil and not knowing it. Or they closed the thing, and I saw one where the dipstick actually jammed a hole. Like there was all kinds of issues. It was all oil dipstick related. It's a bunch of dipsticks. Yeah.
Also, very interesting on this car, it is not fiberglass. People think these are fiberglass bodied cars, but it's also not metal. The body panels are made of SMC, sheet mold compound.
I thought Santa Monica College.
That's what people from the West Coast would maybe assume. Sheet molding compound is like a thermoset plastic that's made in molds, and it's a volume type plastic that uses standard steel-bodied type molds, compression molding, but lighter weight and very durable, and also has the added advantage that it won't rust.
Correct. Now, there is a metal frame underneath here.
Yes.
There's metal because there is some rust on this car.
Yes, you can't get rust in the unibody construction.
Right. And now the other thing is you could take all these pieces off and swap them out. So if I wanted this to be a different color, or if I had an issue with one piece, I think there's 8 bolts on each one. You can pull the entire skin off. And there's some people I've seen, they drive the car with all the skin off. It's just this black, weird looking.
Right. I'm not sure about the roof section, though. I think that part has to stay on as part of I think that's part of the substructure.
That might be right.
So you can do that with all of the parts and components, but the substructure, the roof section and the overcage, that's all identical regardless of the model year, I think. for all 4 years. I think it's the same.
Okay, we'll have to look into that.
Yes, we will. Because I know our listeners are concerned about that.
So anyway, does anyone out there have a question? Let me put a banner up. Let me put my finger here.
Any question at all?
Clutch Radio.
Questions about buying, selling, restoring a car, values of vehicles, old vehicles, new vehicles. We pretty much talk about everything. Any questions at all, we are welcoming them. We had let's see, what else?
Dan says, installing an added oil cooler in lines would help give that quarter volume back and doesn't actually have to be mounted for cooling.
He's right. You can increase the volume by adding the oil cooler because that adds another section that the oil has to move through to cool the oil, and that increases the volume.
Yeah. I don't know that I'd ever get the four. I mean, maybe I would get a four-cylinder, but I don't know. One of these just sold on Bring a Trailer. I think it only had 32,000 miles.
It's a very low mile car, but it was a GT or a...
I think it was an 85 GT.
Okay.
$8,000.
Yeah.
I mean, I would let this go easily for $3,500. Somebody could have it.
There you go.
There's our car of the week. Ray, I can't play your car of the week. I can't put your picture up because I can't on the mobile one. I have no idea how to show your picture without,
Well, if somebody wants to have a fun car for $3,500, this is a great way to go.
Yeah.
It's you wouldn't necessarily want to use this car on a regular basis unless your commute was fairly short, because it's not going to have great gas mileage automatically, but you can have a lot of fun with it. Manual, 4-speed, V6 engine, and it's something fun to drive and very unique. It's hard to believe that.
And we'll throw this in.
Yes, it's
Royal Pine.
Coming up on a 40-year-old car. How about that?
Holy crap.
What does Bob have to say here?
Do you think Tesla needs to change their styling after so many years? I was just thinking this today.
Yeah. The
Tesla has not changed. And their whole thing, kind of like DeLorean. DeLorean was like, you know what? We're not going to come out and change every year just to make it like, oh, look, it's different. You have to buy a new one. And that's kind of what Tesla's done. But the Model S has not really changed that much.
There's one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've changed the front end a little bit. That's about it.
They've made incremental changes that are largely non-detectable, but the basic design has not changed. The answer to the question from my perspective, Bob, is they not only need to change their design, they need to change their vehicles, because they basically made the same car since they first released them.
Another one.
And I think that's problematic, because while Tesla had a giant hold on the market, they're rapidly losing that. And if they're not going to innovate going forward, they're going to have some trouble. And in addition to that,
there's another one.
Yeah. In addition to that, the CEO is not helping things.
No.
Elon is not helping the actual company, the car company. In fact, he may be making it worse. So,
I think he is.
Just since you mentioned Tesla, 5 of them have appeared before us. There's a Model 3, there's a Model S, there's
the Y.
Yeah.
Y.
Who knows?
You don't see too many X's.
So yes, I definitely think they should change their design. They should also come up with something innovative, something different, something that no other electric car is going to offer, because now electric cars are becoming more common.
They have the auto drive better than anyone else.
Right now.
Now. That's they're ahead on that game.
Yeah.
But as far as like comfort, fit, finish, obviously I think the Polestar is better. I think the Lucid is better. It's our car of the year.
Yes.
Even the Kia and the Hyundai.
They're all the major automobile manufacturers are making electric cars, with the exception, I believe, of Toyota and Nissan. I don't think Toyota and Nissan.
Well, Nissan has the Leaf.
Yes, that is a fully electric.
Yeah,
you are
they were one of the first ones.
Toyota's
going hybrid.
All hybrid.
They're trying to plug-in hybrids,
which I think is the way to go.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. Plug-in hybrid, fantastic way to go. You don't have to worry about range issues, and so you're carrying around 3 gallons of gas. Most people, for the majority of their driving needs, they're just not driving that much.
Yes, and Adam's right. The Cybertruck is ugly.
Yes, the Cybertruck is ugly, and
it'll never be made.
I don't think it'll be made. I think they're having trouble getting that car certified, or getting that truck certified.
Let's head over Go ahead around me. Go ahead. Ugh. They don't have power steering in this either.
No power steering. But that's okay. It's a small enough car.
And this particular one does not have AC, but it's got fantastic heat.
It does. The heat works great. General Motors, well known for their heating and air conditioning.
The HVAC system's there.
The air conditioning was so good on their cars that in the 70s, when wealthy oil sheiks could not get enough air conditioning blowing through their Rolls Royces, Rolls-Royce decided they were going to go to General Motors and have them install General Motors air conditioning in their cars. And it was a smart thing to do because Rolls-Royce air conditioning became one of the best, but it was provided by General Motors and the Frigidaire.
What a great name, too. Frigidaire.
Frigidaire. Yep. You can't beat it.
All right, so if we go under here, we can actually have...
There you go.
I'm not going to put gas in. Let's go over to this side.
All right.
This way we can be out of the rain. We can do a little bit of a walk around.
We're still under the cover here.
Yeah.
Might have to back up a little.
I will. I know how to use reverse in this thing.
Oh, Jake's here. So
Jake is here.
That's good.
Take up the space.
There you go. Now, because it is winter, we should talk a little bit about winterizing your vehicle.
We could get to that.
We could.
That's a good thing. Notice the steering wheel.
Yes.
It's like somebody did this as they were driving.
They
It's
might
all
have been really
twisted.
nervous. It is twisted. I did notice that.
I found this exact wheel, brand new, old stock,
Really?
for $500. I'm like,
Don't buy that.
no. I would spend $100.
$100 would be fine, but
new-
actually, that's just a minor thing. It's not worn. So
No, not at all.
fine.
It's actually pretty nice. It's a leather wrapped steering wheel.
Right.
Let me turn this off.
It's like a lot of people who would drive this car. They're twisted.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So now, listen how quiet it is.
It's very quiet.
Our new microphones work pretty good, don't they?
Well, according to there's Jake. He says
Cinnamon rolls.
Uh-oh.
Cinnamon rolls are happening.
Cinnamon rolls.
We might do a cinnamon roll today.
That's a problem. If you have never had a cinnamon roll from Jake's, they are unbelievable. They are unbelievable. They really are. We're going to have one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to bring my half of one home.
This show may be very short.
It can be short.
Because we can't really do the whole drive today.
All right, let's take a walk around.
All right, we'll do a quick walk around.
And show the interior, too, including the... maybe avoid the seats.
Yeah, okay. The seats right now are plastic.
Yes,
garbage bag
covered with plastic
and Costco or yellow towels because
get a little damp.
It's a little damp in here this morning because it's been sitting outside during this big, huge flood. We've had a lot of water here.
Yeah.
So yeah, but if you look at the interior of this, the steering wheel it is twisted. You can see the stitching. It's like somebody was like, Well, there's a Rivian.
Oh yeah.
Nice Rivian. That was funny. The Rivian guy said nice Fiero. Bob wants to know if Jake has bagels. He does do bagels sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes
and
he
Bialys.
Does. Oh yes, Bialys.
This is very common.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fix is Gorilla Glue and weights.
Yes, you got to put like
a good weight on there.
About 20 pounds of weight on that. Or a brick.
The radio does work. The headsets, in the headset are the speakers.
Yeah.
These don't seem to work that well.
The headrests?
The headrest speakers.
Yeah.
The lights up here work. The sunroof works. You can actually take the sunroof out.
Oh, it's removable.
It is removable, and you can store it up front.
Oh, that's nice. Let's take a look.
All right, here we go. We're going to do a little walk around. If we can get out. It's actually not that hard to get out. You just have to make a noise.
Yeah.
Whew. Now, the car is not super clean at the moment because it has been sitting out. So, Ralph, if you come to this side, you can see the air intake that I added.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That is the
so that gives a lot more air. This has the original wheels.
Yes,
these are the factory
original
wheels.
Yeah.
14-inch, which are not easy to find.
Yeah.
I have replacements for these. They're actually available because these are cracked.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I have a replacement for that, and I have those.
Very nice.
So I can doll this up a little bit.
Yeah. This is actually in good shape. Sometimes these are cracked.
Yeah, those are in good shape.
And yeah, it's just in good condition.
This one's also cracked.
But like you said, easily fixed.
Yes.
Got a little bit of crazing here in the paint, but overall, this is in good shape. And you're right. This is unusual because it's the 85, which is the notchback GT. And you know what's surprising is how small this car is.
It's really small. You get the cheaper ferry rate.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah, it's under 14 feet.
Ah, that's a nice little benefit that I didn't know about.
Now, let me ask you this question. So,
yeah,
rotors rust.
Yes, they do.
Now, the rotor itself isn't rust because we've been using the brakes.
Right.
But the upper part is. How do I get that off?
You really can't.
You have to paint it, maybe?
You just live with it. You live with it.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, it's understandable because you don't want to coat metal.
Right.
For braking.
Let me switch the camera around.
So it gets a little rust, and most of the time that's what happens. They'll get it, especially in climates like this.
Right.
You know, you'll see a little bit of rust on it. There you go, and you've got the twin exhaust.
Yeah, it's got dual exhaust.
Yeah.
And here we'll if you'll lift the lid, I'll unlock it.
All right.
Go ahead. And now there's a pole in there we have to use.
Oh, to hold it up.
Yes, because whatever the system they have in there, it doesn't seem to work. But we have this nice pole we got on.
That's good.
Yeah.
That holds it in place.
So the engine, now here's the interesting with the engine. I haven't cleaned the engine. I love cleaning an engine.
Oh, yeah.
Brand new belt, brand new motor mounts.
Yep. But it's in good shape. It just needs to be cleaned up and detailed.
And what's cool is this paint, testers, you know testers paint.
Oh, sure. The modeling paint.
The model paint.
Yeah.
So there's one called Chevy Engine Red.
Oh.
Discontinued in 2019. I found 3 bottles for $10 each on eBay. I bought all 3. And that's what this is.
That's what that matches.
It's exact
perfectly.
same color. So I'm going to touch up there, and there.
Sure,
I'm going to clean that up.
You can polish up the aluminum, the raw aluminum that's showing.
I mean, this is a totally.
Yeah, this is
as is.
Really
I did put a new air filter in.
That's
the air
helpful.
filter's there, and then the air intake is down below, as you saw. There's a lot of rust in this.
But it's surface rust.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. You can clean all that stuff up. You know what's amazing is if you've ever seen the dry ice cleaning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That is unbelievable. It's fantastic. It's like magic.
Is there anybody around here that does that? I saw a machine. We could buy the machine.
Yeah, the machines are they're expensive though.
Well, there was one for like $600.
No, it's not. That's not the expensive part.
Oh.
It's the dry ice.
I'll get the dry ice. So we have some questions here. Hold on. Let's. Isabel says, "Beautiful ride."
Yeah. Thank you, Isabel. And good morning to you.
Ray says, "Let's sell it on Bring a Trailer."
Yeah, we could certainly do that.
Ray says, "Take it to Manheim for a detail."
Yeah.
That's true. The guy there will do an amazing detail. The problem is getting it there. Oh, yeah, he'll do everything.
Oh.
He'll make this car look amazing. Problem is driving it all the way there, and I'm not going to pay to ship it.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be hard to drive.
But you can fit a set of golf clubs in there.
Yeah.
There's like a torsion bar that's not working. Normally this will lift up, and you can put it right back down.
Oh, okay.
So this pole here has been very handy. I also use it in the Stealth.
Yes.
It was about $20 on Amazon.
Yeah. I bought one for my daughter. The one on the Volvo is given up, and so I said, "Here, buy one of these things." Because the gas struts on some of those things can be very expensive.
Yeah.
The actual strut itself is not expensive,
but if you get the snap-on version, it's like $120. But it's guaranteed for life. Now, this is probably something I want to address. This is probably why that's not working.
That could be
the auto remote.
Yeah.
Because right now you can only do it by key.
Yeah.
And what's nice, if I time this right, you ready?
Yeah. It'll drop right where it's supposed to fall. Oh, so close. There we go.
All right, so we can close this up.
All right.
Again, it's got some tree stuff all on
tree
it.
schmuds.
Look at that. The interior is already steaming up.
Yeah. You should probably have cracked a window.
Yeah, my window's cracked. Now, let's pop this real quick.
Okay. That can be done from the inside.
Yes. Can you do it real quick?
I think so.
I think so. I keep saying real quick, real quick. It's right by the steering wheel there. No, I think it's like right here. Is that it? There we go. And this pops backwards, just like the DeLorean.
Oh yeah.
And so the sunroof fits right here. And then this is the air dam that you put on there
to
when you
prevent
take it
that.
off.
Very nice.
So you can store the sunroof if you want to take it off. There we go. Brand new prime cylinder.
Prime cylinder.
And I'm not sure what this is.
That's your clutch slave cylinder, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's for your clutch, I believe.
But it looks like it goes into the brake line.
No,
no,
it's
no.
a fluid
Okay.
line for the clutch.
Okay.
This is for brake. Comes off the booster, and you have two for the front and rear brakes, and then this is for your clutch.
So is this the proportion valve?
I believe no. There's these are valves, main valves for the brakes, and then there may be a proportion valve somewhere in the middle. Yeah, to help. But that's interesting. I didn't know that they had an auxiliary fan.
Well, yeah, they can't have another fan.
No, the
There's no way to. There's no fan on the engine.
No, I understand that, but I've not seen it that way before. I've seen it with a shroud around it to protect it. I wonder if this is missing a shroud.
Oh, maybe the Shroud of Turin.
It could be.
If we come over to this side, the spare. Look at this.
That looks like the original spare.
It is. It could probably use some air.
A little soft.
Coolant, -40, 1227, oops, 85.
Is that normally where the jack is held?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a mount for it there.
Yeah. Yeah, this could all use cleaning.
Yeah.
But
and they were like, we can't figure out how to put water in because this is like rusted on. But you don't put it in there, you put it in the back.
Oh.
There's a radiator cap on the engine.
In the back.
In the back. And the coolant lines go along the bottom, both sides.
Well, that makes sense. That's how I did it on my car when I built it. We built a separate water reservoir next to the engine. You fill it in there.
Yeah.
That's actually also how it is on the Thunderbird and on the Avanti. You have what they call a surge tank. And the surge tank is where you fill the water.
Window fluid is there.
Yeah.
You got your coolant down there. You got your codes right there. Tells you what everything is.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it has some options too.
It's got everything except air conditioning. I think that's the only other option it could have. Because it's got the power windows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think power steering was even an option at all.
I don't think so either.
But yeah, a good power wash.
Good cleaning.
And this thing just ran through the local car wash. It didn't even go through
a good cleaning and detailing. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, let's put this down. Let's release.
One more release.
Another one.
It's got 2 levels.
Oh. And then drop?
Just drop it. Boom.
There you go.
So other comments. Isabel says, good morning. And then Bob said, does it have AC? And then I answered, it doesn't. And he said, bummer.
Bummer.
Bummer in the summer.
Bummer in the summer.
When you take the sunroof off, you drive in the summer when it's not raining.
Yeah, you really wouldn't need AC, though in places where it does get very warm, it's very helpful to have AC.
Yeah. But it's just one more thing to break.
Yes.
It does have the old school antenna, which when I went to the car wash, the guy played with this for like, that's crazy. The guy playing with it forever, he couldn't get it off, but it's turning. Huh. I'd probably put the little nub on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like it's just spinning.
So there she is.
There she is. Pontiac Fiero.
I mean, should we? Driving's probably not the best idea today.
Probably not. Let's see where we are on time. Well, it's step
40 minutes in. You know what? That's probably enough of a show for today, because we do want to have a cinnamon roll. It does have rear defrost, which was an option. And let's see if we have any other questions. Scrolling through real quick. Raffi's checking something. Oh, he might have a question for us.
Wait, I'm checking.
These are really cool too because the battery's right under here, and these louvers come off on either side, and they do help keep the engine cool.
Okay. The question is,
Yes.
how many did they make?
Oh.
That's a really good question. And there's actually two parts to it. How many did they make and how many were GTs?
Okay, I know. I know. I saw this in the book.
Yeah.
I feel like they made. Is 400,000 possible?
They may have made that
Total.
many total, including the Iron Duke ones,
Yeah.
the early series ones.
You know, that's a good question.
Yeah, I think they made quite a few. I think 400,000 seems to be about right, and I think 4,000 of them remain because they were used up and thrown away.
Oh, there's 4,000 left?
Yeah, and I
I
think
think there's more than that.
almost all of them are the GTs.
Yeah. Well, or the Formula.
Yes, the Formula.
The 88.
Also.
So the 88 Formula. Let me switch the camera back around here. Real
Formula, like the Trans Am and Formula in the Pontiac Firebird series cars.
Yes. So there we are. So the Formula was only made in 88.
Yeah.
The rarest car you can get is an 88 yellow Formula with T-tops.
Yellow Formula with T-tops.
Yes, they did make some. That's the rarest we can make. They made one blue one.
Oh,
I forget what year it was. There's one or maybe one per year. They had a few blue.
special order.
This was also the 1984 Indy Pace car.
Yes, that's right.
And this body style with the cladding,
Yeah,
that was for the pace car. And that's how they made that one.
So they also did. They did the Formula. They did the GT.
It's a weird shot.
They did the standard.
You look very small.
I do. I look like.
Out of proportion.
But there weren't many colors available. Silver is a rare color as well.
Yes, the most common color is red. I
Then
think second is white, third is black,
and then yellow.
and then yellow, and then the blue. Oh, there's some silvers. There's some silvers.
Silver is there, but I've never seen a blue one.
I've seen one online. I just saw one the other day.
And you said they only made one, or
They made like one a year, and it was very rare. And I probably should have looked into it more because that's. But then again, you don't know. You have to make sure that's the original.
Now, I believe, isn't the paint part of the molding?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Well,
why
maybe
they
not
limit-
because this one is.
I think that's why they limit the colors, or why they limited the
What
colors.
do you think there?
Because I'm not sure. I know that was that way with Bricklands.
Yeah.
Bricklands, the color was impregnated gel coat. Let's not stand here because I'm getting edge dripped. The color was part of the gel coat,
Right.
which was helpful for preventing damage.
Oh yeah,
to the
gold.
body
He had a friend
panels.
that gold is one too. I forgot they made gold. ones.
Gold.
Yes.
Good job, Dan.
That's
Dan
right.
said that. Yeah, gold was. I remember seeing the gold ones. What they don't have, however, is the screaming chicken on the hood that the Pontiac Trans Ams and Formulas.
Right. I'm sure you could get one as an aftermarket.
And T-tops. That's the other thing that came later.
Yes,
They
very
had the-
few. And I think it was a third party that did them. It wasn't a factory option.
Oh, really?
I think it was a factory option, but it wasn't. It was like American Sunroof or somebody did them.
I thought it
There's
was
something-
a factory thing in the later, maybe in the GTs, the
Maybe.
88s.
I'd have to look. They also, so for the new model years, they were going to make a convertible and they were going to make a V8 version. They had the 89 ready to go. The 88 perfected it, and typical GM standard, they canceled it.
Yeah. That's like with the Vega. By the time they were building the Cosworth Vega, it was actually a pretty good vehicle.
Yeah.
So that made a big difference.
It's really weird. I can't even get close to a good angle here.
Here, how about now?
There you go. Yes, I mean, the wheels can use some attention.
Yeah.
Get them cleaned up a little bit.
Well, you know what we could do before we sign off? We could do gas prices.
Oh, we're at a gas station.
Yeah. Let's do a
Hold
walk
on.
around and
I
see
can,
where
I
we
can,
are.
let me play the thing. Hold on
Okay.
a second.
The gas bumper.
There it is. Here we go.
All right.
How much is gas where you live?
How much is gas where you live?
So gas prices are actually coming down. They came down and then they had a little slight spike after the holidays, But gas prices now here, we've got regular at $3.94. We've got plus at $4.08, and then Supreme at $4.24. And keep in mind, folks, regular is really what you want to buy. If your car does not need premium fuel, there's no reason at all to buy the in between. None whatsoever.
Now, would it be good for an older car to use higher octane?
It oftentimes is better
If they've had old
it's
gas
only
and stuff?
nominally better.
Okay.
You're not going to experience a significant amount of improvement by using the difference between regular and Supreme. Now, if you put high octane fuel in a car that is performance oriented, you will notice a difference in the performance.
And so when cars say use 91 or higher, you want to always use it.
You generally do want to do that in part because the engines are designed for higher octane fuel, and what happens is you run the risk of running down the longevity of the vehicle. So the engine actually runs better and more efficiently with the premium fuel. Usually luxury vehicles have premium fuel requirements.
Now, Dan says 315 at Pilot and 325 at Chevron here. I think he's in the Portland area.
He is in the Portland area, and that's actually very good.
Yeah, well, the Safeway in Paulsbo, a few miles from here, that we usually drive by when we do our drives, I was there 2 days ago, 329.
329.
Yeah, and that's before you use your Safeway discount.
Well, the national average was down in the 330s.
Yeah,
last I heard. So, and keep in mind, 3 weeks ago, before I came back from San Francisco, I filled up for $5.89. $5.89.
And he was very happy to do so.
Yes, I was happy to do so because I've been paying $6+, and down in LA it was over $7 at one point. So Dan says 50 miles south of Portland. There you go. Okay.
Costco $3.99 for Bob Moss.
$3.99. Okay. And Bob is in the Bay Area.
Oh wow, $3.99 is really good.
$3.99 is very good. The other thing that's coming down price wise that people oftentimes don't pay attention to is, interestingly, tire prices are coming down. Were you aware of that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, you can get very good prices. Of course, Costco has nationally some of the best tire prices, but their prices are coming down. The average price tires for cars has come down, I think, 17% in the past 2 years. No one knows why, but the price has come down. 17% is good.
Yeah.
You're getting, $1,000 tires comes down almost $200.
The tires I got, it was hard to find 14-inch tires, believe it or not.
Yeah.
That weren't trailer tires. I didn't want to put trailer tires on this car. I wanted to get raised white leather.
Coker tire is where you'd want to go. Coker tire has vintage tires. Not as much as you might think.
17% down.
Yeah. But Coker Tires sells specialty tires for vehicles like this, and they have a wide range of 14-inch tires, 13-inch tires too. For smaller European, Italian, and British cars. So there you go.
There we go. I think we're going to end the show there.
All right, let's go and get some cinnamon rolls.
Fred Meyer's store has competitive prices, sometimes better than Costco. Oh, for tires or for gas?
Well, it could be tires.
Could be both.
Yeah.
What I like to do is I buy them on Amazon, have them shipped to my local guy, and he puts them on for me.
That's also a good way to go.
Yeah.
Tire Rack does the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time, all for fuel. If you do have any questions during the week, please check it out. Also, we have the sitcom screening next Wednesday.
Yes.
This coming Wednesday. Adam already got his ticket. Adam's going to come up from Puyallup again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Hasn't changed that much, Adam, but okay. We might have some outtakes and some bloopers. So
we'll also have one coming up in Poulsbo as well.
Hopefully we will, yes. No show the rolls. What?
Oh. He doesn't have cinnamon rolls?
Oh, look, we could have been standing here the whole time. This was out of service. Well, we're coming inside anyway.
Yeah, we'll be in there in a minute.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.